What's going on, everybody? It's UIJ here, a.k.a. Juju, a.k.a. Julio, a.k.a. whatever the fuck you know me as or whatever the fuck you want to call me. How's it going? I'm fucking happy to be back. I'm not even going to let you guys answer that.
I'm happy that you're back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm happy I'm here. It's a good day. I've had 3 fucking espressos.
Where? Starbucks?
No, some stuff from my job. Some Kirkland fucking cold brew coffee. 100% Colombian.
The Kirkland joints.
The Kirkland. Yeah, this shit gets me wired. Yeah, we have a fun little show today for you guys on a Thursday rather. We have good old Frank, AyeFrank. We got good old motherfucking Danny Boom.
Yerp.
Danny's not gonna have his mic today. But you might hear him in the background.
Yeah, I got the mic today.
Yeah, Frank got the mic today. Don't worry, you're in good hands.
Yeah.
You're in good hands.
We're in the process of getting another mic, add on, but
You're in good hands. There's a few things I want to talk about today. We just want to ease into things, but I want to go ahead and start off with this shit since it's breaking news and it's just on my mind. I might rant a little bit about it, but Kyrie Irving was just suspended from the Nets.
Was he?
Yeah, for without pay, no less than 5 games. I don't know if Danny said he didn't hear what you said. You know what he did?
The small hats got him.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
the small hats got him.
Holy shit. Yeah. He he had an opportunity. I guess he had donated like $500,000 and something else to to some stuff because to anybody, I guess the people involving like trying to stop like anti-Semitic remarks and all types of stuff like that. So he donated it to charities like that. But his apology wasn't, I guess, heartfelt or whatever the case may be. But yeah, no less than 5 games, they say.
I think that's a weird time to suspend him on top of Steve Nash's firing. Like a couple days later, it's like you fire Nash and you let him play, and then you decide to suspend him now. I'm trying to figure out what happened from here to then.
Yeah, I think it was just a lot of pushback. My whole thing is this, man. At first I was just like, he just shared. What he did, Danny, was he shared a tweet. And what the tweet was that it was a clip from the movie From Hebrews to Negroes. And it's a book about the Black Israelites, if I'm not mistaken, or something along the lines of that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are saying that it says, I haven't watched the film, but a lot of people says it says a lot of anti-Semitic remarks to, about Jewish people and Christians and whatnot. And I guess Kyrie was saying that he shared something of Alex Jones as well, but it was something about
he shared something from InfoWars.
Yeah, well, it was something about secret cults.
And that's true though.
Yeah, and what Kyrie Irving, I guess, what was saying was that like there's Jewish people. I guess what the clip was saying from the movie or from the documentary was that there are Jewish people who are in high powers who have admittedly committed to Satanism or to Satan or whatnot like that.
I don't believe in that though, because I don't think there's some fucking Jewish meeting that everyone's having and they're deciding whether
Juminati, like Mike Rappaport says.
I don't think that shit's real, man. I don't think that shit's real.
All right, so
do you think? Wait, do you believe in the elites?
There are Zionist Jews who own the centralized banks, and they're running Hollywood too.
Yeah, they're from what?
It's not all, obviously.
It's
all,
right.
Yeah.
It's not all Jewish people.
And that's why, and I think that's what the crazy thing is. But you can't say stuff like that because even if you were to try to clarify it, even when you do say it,
you're still wrong, right?
Yeah.
You can't even talk about it.
But it is a weird thing. For me, I just thought that it was kind of at first it was an overreaction because they're like, you're promoting this movie and stuff like that. But then I sat back and I thought about it. A little bit of my liberal side will come out here. But Colin Kaepernick was literally fucking fired from the NFL because he took a fucking knee during the national anthem for something that eventually caused riots throughout the United States, which was police brutality that eventually killed a man in George Floyd that we saw on camera. And, I think that these NBA players, they don't have the level of fucking disciplinary fucking actions taken upon them. Like,
dude, Kyrie Irving believes that the world is flat.
Yeah.
This is who we talking about.
Yeah, but I mean, Kyrie's also been on some straight BS. Like, I mean, look, I
fucks with Kyrie though.
Yeah, he's a great player, and he fucking thinks outside the box, and I think he's a cool dude. Just hearing him talk, but I think it's kind of wild how he definitely could be very, very defensive. And I think as he comes off, like I was watching a live stream of him. He was playing GTA San Andreas, and somebody commented something on it, and he literally got super upset, and he started talking like, "Oh, Kyrie," like he started mimicking what the person wrote in a goofy voice, and he was like, "That's what you sound like. That's what you sound like." And it was so fucking crazy to see a man with his much money, his level of fame, his level of talent for what he does, and it was just like, holy cow, you know, like. To see that, I'm shocked. But I think like for me, it's just like the NBA players, they get away with a lot of stuff from the crazy amount of load managing that they do, from all the other things that they've requested, demanding trades. James Harden's my favorite player currently, and that dude's like forced trades from 2 different teams. At some freaking point, you got to go ahead and put your foot down, especially when this dude is saying stuff that if he was in another league, they would have been like, no, you're gone. And apparently there's been times where people have been in trouble for homophobic slurs and for all types. I think somebody got suspended for saying a homophobic slur to a fan or something. He straight up called him the F-bomb. He was like, somebody says
recently?
Yeah, I forget what it was. I think it was last season. The fan was talking shit to him, and he's like, F you, something. But yeah, it's you know, I just think it's kind of weird, you know, where you could get away with stuff like that. And it just seemed like they were walking on eggshells because he was talking about,
let me see that article, Daddy? I'm sorry. Let's see.
Yeah, you got
go down a little bit. Go down.
What?
I'm trying to see, like, because if I'm not mistaken, he apologized. Didn't he apologize?
Well, that's what I was saying. He apologized, but it wasn't heartfelt earlier today. He donated $500K.
Come on, and you suspend him 5 games?
They're trying to say he failed to clarify that he has no anti.
It's Come on. No, but if you listen to the apology,
I think he failed to disavow the anti.
Yeah, and it was because you hear him and he's just like he's doubling down on it, but he's doubling down. Well, here's the thing with Kanye. Kanye tried to at least clarify and try to be like, yo, like, you know, I mean, he tried to kind of put it out that this is the business side of it, you know? It was on, like, Kyrie ain't really fucking establishing shit who he's talking about. He just said secret societies, and I agree with that, the secret society stuff. He ain't really go ahead and try to clarify stuff, and at least with Kanye, no matter if it was a back and forth, or what the fuck is that British guy's name that he was showing?
Piers Morgan.
Piers Morgan. Yeah, they went on that back and forth, and then Kanye they were able to finish it on, you know, on a decent thing. Kyrie was treating the fuck out of the reporter.
Did you listen to,
they hate reporters though too.
The interview with Kanye and Lex Friedman.
Yeah.
That one was really good. And he said he's like, that's the first one where I feel like I haven't been arguing with somebody.
Yeah. You shouldn't.
Right. Yeah. It's like we're having a healthy conversation.
It was more like Lex was like counseling him. It felt like a therapy session in a way.
I like his Joe Rogan podcast episode too, because I think he actually got to articulate why he was running. I didn't agree with it, but hey, man, like, let the fucking guy speak.
I voted for him.
Man, bro, you know,
Imagine voting for Joe Biden.
Yeah. Imagine voting for Joe Biden.
Shame.
I voted for Julio Alexander Davila.
I didn't even see you on there, dude. I'd have voted for you too.
I can't. It plugged out. But I guess it's just a wild thing to me about that, to see that I was like Frank said, if you were gonna suspend him, you should have suspended him last game, and that was it. You know, the guy had 4 fucking points. He gets embarrassed, gets shitted on, and then fucking you end up suspending him after he donates $500,000. Like,
no, he donated $2 million to the daughter of George Floyd.
Oh well, back
right,
then,
but
oh
no.
Kyrie, yeah, no.
But in that one, Steven Jackson said it didn't go to his daughter. It went to George Floyd's family, and that's separate from the baby mama. Suppose some shit like that. It didn't go to the baby mama.
Oh wow.
It was supposed to go to his daughter's college or something.
Right. No, it went to the family, and he said they only got 200,000. They got 200,000. They did get some money, but it was 200,000.
Damn.
Yeah.
Still
a lot.
Still a lot, but yeah, I can see that.
No, your life's not worth 200K, but
right.
Hashtag BLM. He's about it, bro. He was about it.
I mean, you see how he's talking about it. Like, he really seems to feel like, in my opinion, he really believes what he's saying, you know, and he feels strongly about it. Whether you feel if it could be dangerous or not, because my whole thing is just like not minimizing another person's culture cultural you know, like not minimizing the Holocaust or slavery or the Trail of Tears or anything like that. You know, I feel that like you have a lot of that. You play the oppression Olympics essentially is what my ex used to call it.
Yeah. So there's this good. Dave Chappelle has a bit about that, like comparative suffering, and
where
it's
he
like,
brought up like where the Jews end up mentioning Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
at the end of it, he ends up.
Sorry, Michael Rappaport. The Jewish people mention Egypt. Mike, I fuck with y'all. I'm gonna call y'all Jews.
I fuck with y'all too,
You
man.
can't even call people Jews anymore. You gotta call them Jewish.
That's what I'm saying. Michael Rappaport said, "Don't
Jewish
say
people.
Jew.
Right.
Say Jewish."
Right. When you start to try to compel what I'm gonna say, like that's when I have a problem. Like you can't.
Like, bro, like I don't mean any.
Yeah.
You're like,
there's no like. It's like saying somebody's black. It's
right.
Like, that's just. It is what it is. Like that's a factual fact.
Well, I would say they're Israeli.
There's not Israeli Jews.
Is there no?
No. There's other Jews.
there's Jewish people in Puerto Rico.
You have
Puerto Rican Jews.
You have culturally and religious Jews, and then you have ethnic Jews.
Okay.
So it's like Jews are a religious group, but they're also a race of people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if they took down this episode just because we used the word Jew too many times.
That'll be some crazy shit. And I'm like, and you know, I've already gotten one warning.
Oh, did you know?
I don't give a fuck.
He went too hard. What was the warning?
No, it was because they took down one of our videos. I think it was for sharing something.
First one we ever did.
Yeah, the first one. I think it was from sharing somebody's other content and stuff. So whenever we share some stuff, we probably got to turn the music off and the audio off and whatnot. But that was on our end, so no fuck you, YouTube. So we got a good relationship so far.
Yeah, we cool. You know, Jewish people, you know, I ain't got no problems with y'all. I mean, I'm fucking with y'all all my life. I never robbed me. Shit.
But I do think, yeah, at first.
Shit, I was never be in a position to be robbed, goddammit.
Well, Kanye is fucking nuts for that shit. He just straight up, I think.
Well, and two, how much of it is, and to Kanye's thing, how much of it is accountability on I get that you didn't understand contracts and deals. At what point are you accountable on what you signed?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. Where it's just at some point you got to tell people, hey, I didn't understand this at some point, and I just feel he tries to shout out his mistakes.
Well, that's what he talked about in the Lex Friedman podcast. Is that he was trying to say like, yeah, it just so happens that they're all Jewish.
Yeah, and
all of these people in positions of power in the music industry and Hollywood and fashion, they're all Jewish.
Right.
And he's just stating that as a fact, but these people are taking it as like anti-Semitism, and it's like
right.
And those people probably ain't even tripping about it.
So he's making broad statements. That's what it is. He's making broad. So Lex Friedman asked him, why don't you call out the people that's doing you wrong? Why don't you just call them out?
I agree with that.
Individually, yes, he's right.
I agree with that, but also if
he's not wrong.
But I think that if you use just, and this is cynical as fucking me, if you use common sense and you go ahead and fucking just be like, well, every bad deal I've done has been with Jewish people. You would think of people in authoritarian power, right? You would think that, but everybody aligns that with that, and I think it's just crazy because, like, going back to Kyrie, Adam Silver, the fucking the general manager of the NBA, he's Jewish, and it took him a few days to actually fucking address what Kyrie Irving said. It took him a few days, so it's kind of like I wonder if these dudes were feeling the same way I did. Like, did he really like fucking say anything that crazy? He just shared this shit, like, you know, like. You know, to me, I think it was crazier how Kanye came out about it. You know, Kyrie Irving just shared a movie, but you have to be informed on everything you share because you get fact checked nowadays on social media. Not nowadays.
Yeah. Doesn't it prove their points that, you know, they say these things and then JP Chase and Morgan, whatever, they cancel his bank account.
And they had Steve
deplatforming people.
Yeah.
Like it's like kind of proving their point.
So
that there are these people in power that you just can't speak about.
Oh no, it proves his point 100%, and thank you for saying that because I didn't. It just slips my mind. Like,
so, J.P. Morgan dropped Kanye, but they still had Jeffrey Epstein's account open.
Exactly.
So that's a thing right there. And now that he brought it to the public, now they're trying to make moves on.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
They need to drop that list, bro.
Yeah.
I heard Will Smith was on that list, that he was in the island.
Oh my God. And let's look up the list.
Well,
the Jeffrey
yeah,
Epstein
let's
list.
look about this. Let's talk about this.
We're not gonna find it
I
on
don't
Google.
even.
We're gonna go down a rabbit hole.
I don't even think though that like
Pizzagate.
that's surprising because like from what DJ Vlad has said and all that, he's heard and a lot of people have heard freaky stuff about the Smiths in terms of Jada and Will.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
That's Hollywood.
But
man.
fucking kids, I wouldn't be surprised if T.I. and Tiny were on that bitch.
On the Epstein list? Nah, hell no.
Boy, remember they got hit? They were getting accused with all that
I
shit,
don't
like
think
all
so.
them young ladies coming out.
No,
and
I
shit.
remember. Yeah. They tried to R. Kelly him. They tried to R.
Yeah.
Kelly him too.
And he came out. That's when he came out with bigger words than we've ever seen.
Alexander Acosta? No. Oh, Woody Allen. Come on.
Oh!
Hey, wait. That's not surprising. That's right. He should be first on the
He
list
was
there.
always weird.
I don't even know who that is.
He looks
What
like a
does it say,
Spanish
Danny?
novella actor.
Him pink background.
Bill Clinton.
Oh,
Yeah.
Billy Boy.
Yeah.
Billy Boy.
That's the all-star. He's
Yeah.
shooting fucking 40 from the three,
no.
91% from the
Oh,
free
no,
throw line,
Billy.
averaging 25 with 7 assists and
Yeah.
8 rebounds. He's killing it, bro.
Yeah, Bill was sick. Bill was sick.
And he was hitting that shit. I got another 100.
This guy's Jewish.
Dorowitz.
He's
Alan
just a fucking
Dorowitz.
lawyer.
Yeah, who on the Epstein list?
I just...
Friend of Bill Gates.
Oh.
Kevin
Spacey. He just beat charges, though. He beat those charges.
He beat those charges.
He beat him.
Hey, but I gotta say this. There was no...
Donald. Oh.
Oh!
Hey, this is blasphemy.
It's wonderful. It's excellent. Listen.
This is
As
slander.
wonderful as
There's
the
no
island,
way Donald Trump
I
could
got
be...
invited to the island.
Yeah.
It looked wonderful,
Yeah.
marvelous.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
island.
Yeah.
They don't make islands
Yeah.
like this.
He had the extended stay. Donald had the extended stay joint.
Oh, who the fuck is that?
Zuckerberg's dad.
Publisher of the U.S. News and World Report. See, these are high position
Publications,
people,
yeah.
and they just so happen to be Jewish.
He's really Zuckerberg's dad, though?
No, I was just talking shit.
Zuckerman.
Zuckerman.
He's the
That's just
Zuckerman.
Zuckerman.
The Zucker.
What's your style?
If your last name starts with a Z,
Yes.
I don't trust you, Jay.
Yes.
Let's see what else we got going on here.
Hamala. I think, like...
Shalom.
Oh shit. Donald Trump.
Yeah, we're gonna get a lot of Donald.
What it all comes down to is just that is at the end of the
Maxwell.
day, we don't want to admit it, but it's a religious war.
No.
What?
Naomi Campbell.
What the fuck is she doing?
I don't know.
What?
She was scissored.
You know what they do? They take these people and they're like, hey, let's come to this island, and they don't even know that these people are underage, and then afterwards they're like, oh, we were filming it, and if you don't abide by our fucking agenda, if you don't say what we want you to say, we're gonna release these pedophilic videos of you. So that's why you have like these Hollywood stars that have been to this island, because they're blackmailing them.
Do you think that I believe that. I honestly believe that.
Chris,
Fucker,
not
I was
Chris.
just
Money
watching
Talks.
Rush Hour
Friday,
last night.
Rush Hour.
God damn it. He's funny as hell.
Damn, Chris.
That movie was
You know, but here's the thing though. It's very possible that a guy like him, remember, he went MIA for a long time.
Who? Oh, Chris?
Yeah. Chris Tucker went MIA.
No, wait. We ain't putting it on Chris, man. I don't believe
No.
that. for a second.
No. What did you just say? What did Danny and you just say? That they could go ahead and fucking bribe you.
Right. And they
You
don't-
get what I'm
it's like-
saying?
It's like, hey, we're gonna go to this party on this private.
He
island.
hasn't done any movies, bro.
And they don't know that these girls are underage, and then they film it, and then so now they can extort people.
Dude, he hasn't done a movie. I've heard of, what happened to Missy Elliott?
I think that's kind of a stretch, Danny.
I don't think it's.
I think that's kind of a stretch, bro. I mean, it's possible.
I don't
It's
think
possible.
so. I
I'll
think
say
it's
that it's
possible.
You're
possible.
just devil's advocate.
Yeah, I just don't. I
But
don't
that's why
know.
you're here. But that's why we need that. But I'm with Danny. I think that is the most fucking possible thing that could have
Like
happened.
nefarious shit that could have
Well, not just-
fucking,
not just that. It's just that you like, okay, how many times have we heard Cat Williams talk about it, where he went to Hollywood and they were doing cocaine, and Professor Obi and all that shit?
I didn't hear Cat Williams talk about it. I didn't hear that.
Remember Cat Williams on one of his stand-ups, he talked about when he was when he was talking to the Hollywood guys, that stand-up movie he did where they were, before the stand-up act, they were on the road. He was on the road with the crew. He had his German Shepherd with him. He went to go meet with the fucking Hollywood executives, and then he took the crew on the road. It was Lunel, I believe that's how you pronounce her name. Red, and I forget who else, but it was all 4 of them. And then they came to Chicago, if I'm not mistaken, and he was talking about how the fucking Hollywood people were doing cocaine in front of him and shit like that. He's like, you see, so what we're gonna do is I can see you.
I'll say this: I'm sure there's some like elitist orgy, fucking sex, like shit that's going on at a different tax bracket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have a different moral compass.
Well, no.
At that point too, if you change it, if your fucking compass could sway that like that.
1,900 names. Paul Allen.
And this is to the sex island.
These are all people who.
Paul Allen. What is this? Fucking American Psycho? No, but the reason why I just think it's possible is like then like you get there, you know. We'll continue to give you big roles. We'll continue to give you this. We'll continue to give you that. I mean, you've heard about the things with the music industry. Didn't Missy Elliott like go like MIA for a while because she didn't fucking want to conform to some shit in the music industry?
But just because they go MIA don't mean that people go MIA. No. Chappelle went MIA
because of the stuff in Hollywood and what they were putting him through. Remember, he called it out. He wasn't
going for any of that shit.
Like, come on now. We're this is what I'm talking about. That's why I'm bringing all that stuff up. That's what I'm saying. Cat Williams, Dave Chappelle. These people have gone ahead and called it out. They've gone ahead and talked about this openly. Now they could just all be jokes. It could all be satire. Yeah. MetraFlako23.
What's up, my boy?
What's good, pa?
Shit, you already know.
But I mean,
we're looking up Epstein celebrity names.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about Dave Chappelle. You gotta really listen to that motherfucker, because he be really spitting some facts about fucking like about the shit that we all already know, but like are curious to know more about.
100%.
It all out there. So shout out to Dave Chappelle. I will boycott the Chappelle show for you.
Yeah. I wouldn't watch it if you're not getting paid from it.
No, he got paid from it. That's why now it's on HBO. It's on Netflix. It's everywhere now, pretty much. But I think like, you know, it's possible, but it's also not possible. And like Frank said, just because you go MIA, but I think definitely what Danny just said is plausible, where there's a lot of people that fucking have their careers, because Chris Tucker was hot for a while, and then he just fell off the face of the planet. And it could easily be like a Waka Flocka thing where he made a bunch of money, you know?
Actually, that's not that surprising either. Mick being on there ain't really crazy.
I got that move. It's like Jagger.
Who's saying this? Adam Levine?
Adam Levine. Yeah. Maroon 5. I'm sorry, Adam.
Yeah, sorry. We didn't mean to bring you in this convo.
I'm on a payphone trying to come home. All of my change I spent on you. Where have the times gone?
Maroon 5. Yeah.
Oh man, Donald Monroe.
Glover.
Donald Glover.
Donnie Trump.
But let's talk about what Danny wanted to talk about. The Dwayne Wade's crazy baby mama. I'm gonna keep calling her crazy until she proves me wrong that she has the best intentions, because I got a fucking track record of this chick, and it's crazy because Dwayne Wade is my favorite basketball
Danny,
player.
can you pull up her picture, because I don't know who he's talking about.
It's not Gabriella.
Dwayne Wade's baby mama.
He has 2 baby mamas. I think Gabriella has kids with him.
He does. She does.
You know, yeah. But the first 2,
What's his name?
No. Just look up Dwayne Wade's baby mama.
Dwayne Wade's first wife.
Yeah. Right, I gotta be all fucking hood about it. And motherfucking baby mama. Let's see. I don't recognize that bitch.
Son.
That's his son? But that's his daughter. No, that's his daughter.
Yeah. Why does his first wife look like a crazy ass Kelly Rowland?
She kind of does.
I'm just saying this. She's fucking crazy, bro. And the fact that she's coming out here and saying Dwayne's trying to get fucking publicity from this, maybe he is. Maybe he is. But like I told Danny earlier, this guy's a partial owner, if I'm not mistaken, of the Utah Jazz, right?
Hey, can you plug that in?
Who,
Right.
Dwayne?
Yeah, he's a partial owner of the Utah Jazz now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
He, he's married to Gabriella Union, who's done well for herself. Give me a second.
Power couple.
But I think the stuff that really just to me put that like kind of solidifies her being a bit crazy and not crazy but questionable to me is just the past. So when they were going through when they were broken up, line of Dwayne Wade and his first wife, the mother to his two oldest children, because I believe Gabriella Union is the mother to the two youngest. Well, she's claiming that Dwayne Wade is using the fact that his daughter wants to be, or born son, cis son, wants to be addressed as a girl, right? And she's claiming that Dwayne Wade is using that for publicity and all types of stuff like that. I'm not buying it.
I don't think so either.
I'm not buying it.
I don't think so either.
I gotta just state this real quick. Look, if you feel that your kid's too young to be doing all that type of stuff, you have the co-parenting rights, because I looked it up. Like, she has the rights to be involved in that, and Dwayne Wade adamantly said she wants her involved in the children's life. Cool with that. The thing is, the bitch is going ahead, and I'm going to say bitch, because this is the same chick in 2009 that fucking made allegations toward Dwayne Wade that she later came out and fucking withdrew. This is the same woman that the court found to be fucking trying to divide the children from Dwayne Wade in terms of fucking not allowing them to actually build a bond and all types of shit. That's why Dwayne Wade got custody of the children.
Let me ask you this.
Well,
though,
I'm sure he
UIJ.
got custody because he got a lot of fucking money too.
Let me
A
ask
big
you this,
part of
though,
that.
UIJ.
Yeah.
For what they're going through, Dwayne and his wife, and then for her trying to say that he's using his son's,
Sex change.
sex, whatever, as a publicity stunt. I want to ask, and this is like an open question for everybody, what age do you think is even old enough to make that type of decision?
18 or 21.
25.
Yeah.
I think when you become a legal.
I think
At
what-
least 21.
So then it's.
Well,
And,
I think...
and this is just our opinion, but it's,
Well,
it's
I
bad
think-
parenting then to make to
Both parties.
Both parties, yeah.
Right.
I think that like there has to be an agreed upon age for all the things that we're indulging in that are considered to be adult activities in terms of alcohol, tobacco. I even include joining the military. I don't think that saying that you could draft an 18-year-old and then holding them not being able to drink is fucking
Right.
ridiculous.
Fucked up.
I literally told my mom.
You could die for your country.
Yeah, I think
literally told my mom the other day, because she wants to, like, now that my little brother's 18, she wants to be a little bit more tough love, and I literally told her that she needs to, like, maybe not do so much of tough love, because just because he's 18 doesn't mean that he's a man yet.
Yeah.
Right.
And that he understands.
Well, your brain's not developed.
Right,
Your
your
brain's
brain-
not developed.
That's what I'm saying. Like these children who are 13 and 14, and they're getting on hormones and chopping off their breasts and taking testosterone and this, that, and the third. It's like what are you doing? This is abuse, and this is an egregious fucking. This is a violation of the Hippocratic Oath. These doctors are lying, and you want to know why? Because
they get paid for it.
It's good business.
Yeah, they get money for it.
It's big fucking money.
It's not good to I mean, like, you talk about the reason why steroids, like Joe Rogan, he adamantly admits that he's on testosterone boosters. Well, he's almost 60 years old and he's not an active fighter, and a lot of people ask, like, my brother was asking me, what's the difference between testosterone boosters and steroids? And I'm like, it's pretty much the same thing. The thing is with steroids is that you just can't get tired. Like, you could continuously work out, but testosterone boosters giving you what makes you a man,
Right.
and enhancing that.
And when you get older, you need that because your body's naturally producing less of it.
Less, yes, exactly.
That's
I think it's a wild thing, but I think that she's totally like trying to get some clout from this and trying to like just make a big deal about something because she knows that there are people that could take her side, seen as that like there was a lot of people that defended Kyrie that were against Kyrie Irving, and those people who were against the stuff Kyrie Irving was talking about, a good amount of them ended up going ahead and supporting him because of their, political views on the vaccine and whatnot. But I think that, like I said, we have to find an age, but I do think that, like Danny said, 25, I don't think that's a bad age. I think that, we have to make it a more norm that, people should be able to,
Yeah, but you're not going to, we live in America, bro. That's not going to happen.
No.
Yeah,
Also,
that's not going to
you
happen.
say
No.
that, we live in America, but why do you have to be 25 to rent a car?
Yeah, I think
Like,
it's,
what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I don't think, I think it's a good age to talk about that. It's a very good thing to talk about, but I do think that pushing college, pushing the military, pushing
Sexual
orientation and all types of stuff, let people really figure out who they are. I think it's a tough thing, especially when you're in college or in high school,
like being a young kid, and like if you're gay, you're gay in school, cause
you knew who they were too.
Right,
You know, that's the thing.
right, and
Motherfucker, a little too flamboyant.
some people,
you know what I'm saying?
and then some of them deal with getting bullied,
Dressing
while
nice.
while on the other hand,
fitted in a
some of
suit.
them don't. But to try to push any further of a understanding agenda on the gay community in schools, I just think isn't right. And then I'm gonna give an example too, because not even schools, it goes even younger than that with the new Buzz Lightyear movie, which got banned in a few countries because there was 2 lesbian moms kissing, which is like if you have like a 4-year-old, 5-year-old daughter or son, like they're gonna be like, why she got 2 mommies kissing and shit, like.
Okay,
But
let me just be devil's. Let me just be devil's advocate.
Hold on.
Showing
I was
that
raised by a lesbian, so we have to go ahead, and this is where I go ahead and get into arguments with my comic book dweebs, because it's just like, the real world is the real world. People were mad that America Chavez had 2 moms in the Marvel movies, not knowing that she has 2 moms in the comic books. In the comic books, I don't know if they have a love interest. In the movie, it seems that they hinted at that. But they're scientists. She's artificially created.
How old were you when you?
4th grade.
Okay, well, yeah,
I was in 4th grade.
You're like 8 years old at that point.
I was in 4th grade, and then my aunt, who's my mom's younger sister, she was out when she was in high school. So I was about like 6 years old when I found out about her.
Okay, so 6. All right, so I was introduced to one of my mom's transitioning friends. He became a she later in life, but he would cross dress. And that was some type of understanding to like not judge and to like know that that's a thing out in the world, but I feel like kids should just, not be pushed to learn and know about that so quickly.
No.
Until
you're completely wrong on that. You know why? Because you're going to be an adult a lot longer than you're going to be a kid. So you have to expose them to that. Hey, this is what the world is.
That's why you got people like
This
chicks
is what
out
the
there in
world is.
fucking Appalachian America.
You know
They're
what
like,
I'm
what's
saying?
going on with this?
At what age were you guys exposed to like porn or just even any knowledge of?
Unfortunately, I was prematurely exposed to that.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
that's the thing is like it's different now with the internet.
Right.
Like, you
That's
have
another
these kids who know how to work a fucking iPad,
Right.
and they can just look up porn and fucking
Right.
gore.
I forgot about the internet. This makes me feel old now.
Yeah.
I'm over here trying to talk about right things for the kids,
but
they
I-
got the internet.
but I
I'll
don't-
operate on a flip phone.
But I don't
Like,
think it's
okay.
necessarily wrong what you're saying. I think what you're saying is very accurate. It falls in line with, like, look, man, I talked about this. When it comes to the sports, when it comes to just, like, the children, like, you have to allow people to develop. You have to allow people to find out who they are. People, a big issue with society is I feel people don't know who they are. Yeah. I struggled with that for a long time.
Right.
Did you want to cross dress before? Or?
No, and not in that. And
I'm
not
just
in
joking.
that.
I'm just joking.
No, not
Like
in
with a
terms of
wig on and
that.
shit?
But I'm a geek, and I fucking at one point was selling fucking pounds,
Right,
on a fucking bike with a gun. Like, who the fuck would have thought nerdy ass Julio playing Yu-Gi-Oh in the motherfucking in high school was going ahead and gonna end up selling fucking pounds? Nobody would have thought that.
That's an entrepreneur
That's
trait, though. That's an
That's
entrepreneurial
just
trait.
Further that notion, that point that you say, it just further solidifies the notion that everything isn't so black and white.
No. Yeah.
Like, we all come from different creeds. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has a different upbringing.
Yeah.
Right. No, for sure.
But you can't argue with the fact that a 13-year-old is not fully developed.
Hell no.
Like,
Yeah,
Dude,
and your
especially
parents shouldn't
damn
make
near
that
a-
decision for you.
And damn near
Yeah.
an adult.
That's child abuse.
You're
Some-
making life-altering decisions
Right.
before you even have the actual choice in the matter.
And
Because you know, parents too, they'll be so like.
well, you're a parent, Frank, so you could talk
Yeah,
about
you
this,
could just be so like, oh, I want to be a girl. Well, you know, you want to be. I don't know, man. You just
Yeah,
cater
Frank,
to
how
them.
would
You
how
cater
would-
to them.
So if your boy came up to you with this approach, how would you? I mean, not to say that
No,
you
go
wouldn't
ahead.
love him any less, because of course you
Right,
love him
no.
unconditionally. But would you feel like it would be right to ask questions, or to not ask questions and just let it?
ask all
And,
the
and
questions.
just let it,
Okay,
you know,
it-
like let it
Y-
play out.
Yeah, ask the questions. If the question is, do you want you don't feel like a boy and you want to become a girl? For me, in my experience, I'll just be honest. There's only two genders.
Exactly.
There's a man and there's a
Exactly.
woman. You're a man. If you want to transition to be a woman, when you get older, hey, by all means. But not, that's not. I'm not gonna make that decision for you.
So
And
you
you're not
wouldn't-
old enough to make that
so-
decision for
so
yourself.
you wouldn't let him dress and not boy because he's not old enough to make the decision, because you buy the clothes for him as the father.
That's the conversation
Right.
that should be
Look,
fucking
look,
had right
look.
now. Yeah.
As I feel like as a parent, you have a duty to your child to present factual reality.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just because you might feel a certain type of way, children
But
don't
I'm
even
asking-
understand that Santa Claus
But
isn't
I want to
real.
know from a dad who,
You know what I'm
who has
saying?
a kid how he would go about that, because I don't know. I only have little cousins that I've seen become kids now and teenagers.
Listen.
So how would you?
When I was growing up, this is what my uncles used to do. They used to just go hire a hooker and be like, "Hey, go fuck this bitch." And that's how it was. It was no gay. If you're gay, you're going to fucking hell. We ain't fucking with that. But my grandmother was on a different stage. She's like, "No, you gotta love everybody."
Right,
you
of
know.
course.
So if my son wants to dress like a chick, I mean, as long as you're not cutting off your penis. go
Wait,
ahead.
the grandma you were telling me about earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wow.
That's
Yeah,
some real shit
yeah.
right there. That
Yeah.
Right.
I respected you.
But that's the way
Infinity
you should
times
go
more.
about it.
Yeah,
Right,
you
right,
shouldn't be
okay.
trying to kill or attack a person because of that. But I
Right.
do think reality should be accepted,
Right.
and we should all.
Right.
I think Jeffree Star. I have to find this interview. Jeffree Star did a really good interview about this. A lot of people hate on Jeffree Star. Fuck you, I love him. I'm a big fan of Jeffree
It's
Star.
because he says the same shit that we're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. Well, even before that, I was a big fan of him because I think he's been honest with a lot of the stuff, like who he is and who he identifies as, and I think like. It's getting very comical. Like the whole thing, people were making memes about what's next, the dolphin stuff, like South Park. That shit's happening.
Yeah, but
now.
you know what though, UIJ, and this is the other thing I was trying to say. Straight people have had it for so long.
Mm?
They've had it for as long as I can remember, even before that. Now you're seeing it on TV. It's more of get comfortable with this.
With this,
Shoes,
I-
fashion,
you know,
cartoons.
Yeah,
Now it's gay people's turn to have your shit. Go
Politics,
ahead, have
music.
your fucking.
But what do you think about the fall of the Roman Empire?
Yeah, I was about to bring that up.
Is
What's
that where
that?
Caesar got stabbed in the back?
No, it's when a lot.
It's because the Roman Empire, the whole society, they got obsessed with gender, and they were all doing homosexual whatever. It became a whole part of their culture in the
Yeah.
in the bathhouses and everything, and once they became obsessed with gender and sexuality, that's when the whole society crumbled.
Well, I think we're all in a different.
Well, hold on. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Why did the society crumble, or from what?
Right,
What,
are you saying that gay people?
Hold on. Let
They
me ask
crumble
this:
Rome?
what,
Is that what you're saying?
what understanding of man, woman, they, them, unknown was so understood that they couldn't, they needed more or something? Like how?
It was.
What do you say?
No, because so what's happening now is we're blurring the lines of gender, right?
Right.
So you have people who there's no, everybody wants to think everybody's equal, but the reality of life is that men and women are different. We have different. We're just different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
It's not to say one is better than the other, but there's differences. Men are statistically stronger, bigger, faster. You know what I'm saying?
You got
It's
too mixed up out there, is what you're saying? Like
exactly. They became
men
obsessed,
became
and
women became
and
men.
nobody knew what role to play. I mean,
I wasn't there, but
It's,
Okay, yeah.
but-
Off of what
It's
you
a
know,
thing,
but-
bro.
right?
it's
but-
more so like.
But if you look at the history of it and when they started getting into that whole homosexual exploration, after that became culturally acceptable or whatever, that's when the whole society collapsed. And you can read about it. Like it's crazy. Like who do you think maintains all of the infrastructure we have? Who do you think built this building? Men. You know what I'm saying? It's feminists and women who want to say we don't need men. We don't. What do I need a man for? But it's like, you know, the car. Who's gonna fix your car?
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
And it's always the short hair bitch that gives me like the dirty look. At
Let me
Starbucks,
say this.
bro.
Yeah.
Feeding off of what Danny,
'cause I'm a man.
feeding off of what Danny
There's
just
nothing wrong
said.
with
We
it.
all have the understanding that scientifically, just men are different from women, and
Yeah.
the example is this, right? When the girl I was seeing used to hit me, right? And then I would bear hug her until she would, you know, calm down,
And still restraining yourself.
restrain myself. After, you know, we would calm down, I would explain to her, I'm like, do you understand
Like, I could fucking beat your ass.
that I could beat your ass? And then
Right.
she's like, well, you know, like, you're a man and you're stronger than me. And I told her, well, that gives you no excuse to put your hands on me in a violent way just because
Exactly.
stronger than you. So
Exactly.
my example to her was this. I'm like, why do you think women are not in the NFL? Why do you think women are not in the NBA? Because they will get ran over by semi-truck males and they'll get fucking dunked on by LeBron James and shit. But
Giannis.
you know,
Be honest.
at the end of the day, though, you know, me and my
get
team
this,
in
I
this
get
building, UIJ, Danny
You got the
Boom,
pause, Danny?
AyeFrankProduction, and MetraFlako, we love everybody and promote peace.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean,
be what you want to be, but we were just, you know,
Yeah.
brainstorming and
I fully
talking.
support it, but I'm not gonna deny reality and say
Right.
that.
Danny's our most outspoken one.
That like, Jesus fucking Christ.
All right, you know,
There's this whole notion of like,
And that's not even
and
really being outspoken.
Spoken. It's
Well,
just being how you feel,
it-
man.
there's this whole notion of an equality of outcome that no matter where you start in life or where you're born into, what family you're born into, what socioeconomic conditions you're born into, that you should have the same. You should be at the same level as everybody. That's just not the case. No matter
No, I
no
don't
matter
agree with
what
that
it
at all.
I
is.
believe
it's-
it should be that way.
that everyone should be on the same level.
That everyone should be on the same level. yeah.
Hell
But that's
nah.
not. It's just not the reality of the situation. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
because there's more-
Because
Out,
then if you think about an economy where, you know, if you have a service and a skill, then I'm gonna pay you for that skill.
Right.
Why should you get paid the same amount as somebody who doesn't have that same amount of skill as
okay,
you?
Well,
wait
not
a
hold on.
second.
Well, not only just that. I look at it like this: like if it was just all open, like if this was all, we were all super primitive. No matter how many people are on this planet, whatever the case may be. If I had an amount of land and I had like farms, like crops on it, and you were looking for a place, like, you know, some comfortable place to stay or something, I'll be like, hey, come stay by me, work with me, right? I can go ahead and I can give you this. Do you think you're helping me out? But this is, I started this. You didn't start this. I started this.
Right.
I'm bringing you on board to help
Right.
out with this. I'm also allowing you to earn some and do this. I think that, like, people who do not, and this sounds condescending, not necessarily, oh, I did more than you, but it's like there's just some people who put, like Eazy-E with NWA. He had the money.
I already know what you're getting at. It's like the same people who complain about working at Starbucks, and it's like you don't have to work at Starbucks.
Well, it's
You agreed to work here and get paid a certain amount of money per hour for your labor.
It's just people.
Well,
that's what capitalism is.
People forget their place, and why people forget their place, and why they're even in the position of where they're at, making what they're making, and they're uncomfortable with it, not
fix the
knowing
camera a little bit.
how to just appreciate what they have, and knowing that you have to work for that for it to be better. Because if you won't do it, there's somebody who would do it for a lot cheaper.
Exactly.
And so like people
with better skill.
with way better skill.
That's where they took our
So-
jabs come from.
So people, right? Me and Frank were talking about. What were you telling me? The Matt Hoffa fired his co-host
yeah,
and his other
That's
host
another thing we should talk
because they were saying that they weren't getting paid a fair share of money,
Right.
and Matt Hoffa was saying that they wanted more than what they were already receiving. You know, and then it just played in my head, and I told Frank, I'm like, man, like I could never be like that, ever, like ever. Like, let's say if one of us has a gold mine opportunity that puts us all in a position of making income where we don't have to work a regular 9 to 5, right? Let's say if Danny's getting 60,000, Frank's getting 40,000, I'm getting 15,000, and UIJ is getting another 40,000. I'm not gonna question me getting my 15, and I'm not gonna be shady or shicey about anyone making more than me, because it's all about
It's about the amount of work you've put in
as a
and
team.
How much weight you pull.
And
Right,
how much
right.
It's about how much you've agreed to put into that labor or
You don't-
whatever.
You don't become
Whatever
great.
it is. It's,
But
it's
when,
like if it just fuck.
when it
goddamn.
comes to Starbucks, and like when it comes to like this, and like the example that I gave, you know, it's like sometimes, you know, you have to go through people like that to understand what we're talking about. But you know, like, you're not wrong for not knowing that in like eventually a person will get money hungry, greedy, and want to step on your toes.
For sure.
You know, and,
Yeah.
and we've been blessed to be with some real ass.
But that's
motherfuckers.
entitlement. That's that entitlement that comes with, you know, it's like, oh, I feel like I deserve more.
That's
And it's
that
like
ego shit.
it's an ego, and it's a you know, in this country we encourage
It's also not being
single mother families.
Well, it's
and,
also this
and-
is where, like, shout out Andrew Tate, but this is where I go ahead and say that, like, you know, religion teaches a lot of people to be humble, man. What you get is, you know, like, there's so many like Lil Duval posted this up. Another person to shout out, he went ahead and said $60,000 is a good amount of money, especially in certain states. 60,000 is certain cities,
Yeah.
certain towns.
60,000,
60,000
60K a year.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I'm balling, bro.
That's not bad. And it's just like, people will look at that like that's fucking pathetic. And it's just like, damn, you get two people. You get a man and a woman. One that's making 60K. Another one is making 60 or 50 or 40K. That's still 6 fucking figures in the household. Even if
Right.
one's making 30, that's 90 fucking K in the
know,
household a year.
These same people who are complaining and like protesting about privilege and white privilege and shit, like, your greatest privilege in this country is having 2 parents in a household. That's your greatest fucking privilege.
Which a majority of you guys do, because if you actually look up
Exactly.
the statistics on the
Exactly.
census, or what is it, census? Or
Yeah.
It is shown that, like, only, I think, 17%. Look this up, Frank. But
Think
I think
about all of the men in prison. Where's their father at?
Probably
Nowhere to
in
be
prison.
found.
some are there. but
Dead
some-
or
yeah.
already in prison.
Right.
I think it's
What was,
You know,
the
I'm-
question,
I'm-
Ray?
How
go on Firefox.
no, hold on. How many
Fuck the is.
census? What were we just talking about?
Parents.
Parents, dads.
Parents.
How
kids,
many?
yeah.
Oh, how many children live in a single parent household?
Yeah.
Probably more than the ones that got parents.
No, it's less. It's like 17% the last time I checked, bro. It's a small amount, and this is where I got really mad
A
because
single parent household?
yeah, dude,
Yeah.
yeah.
Would
But
you
and
guys-
then so here's the thing is that
24 million.
people
24 million.
But
There's-
how many
there's-
of that
Okay,
wait.
there you go. Hold on. So
24 million children in a single parent household.
in America, there's 300 billion. Or
How
300
many
people
of
there.
them are black?
Probably majority.
Exactly.
But why? But why though?
It's a cultural thing.
Actually,
No, the
no.
system locked up the
Hey,
parent.
Because
The system
because
locked up the father.
because
You
the
guys are both-
because the system encourages the
no,
single
hey,
family
you
household.
guys are both wrong.
Because you have things
You guys
like-
are both wrong. It's
like-
Latino. Look it up.
Is it really?
Yes, it's Latino. Look it up. Look it up. Black men are actually highly involved in their children's life. This is a statistic, bro.
It's fucking propaganda, but
take
there
back what I
but
just
there
said.
is a high number of young black males who don't have fathers in their
But the
household.
majority in this country is Latino.
The
And
point that I'm trying to make is that this type of behavior is encouraged by our political policies. Like, you have child support and food stamps and whatever. These socialist policies that say, hey, we're gonna take all of these taxpayers' money.
I told you,
We're-
I don't fuck around with this shit.
We're gonna-
I've studied this for a
I'll
whole
tell ya.
fucking 2 months, bro.
Look. So, but what I'm saying is that these type of policies where we have child support and food. I mean, like, I agree in a safety net. I think that should be a thing, but as a culture, we're encouraging single family households, and what do you expect?
EP fuck Nick.
But
What do you expect to happen when you're encouraging that type of behavior? It's
tell
just
you-
gonna keep happening,
Yeah.
and you're gonna have more fatherless children, children without mothers. Like you're gonna have dysfunctional family households.
Kids like me and my cousins who were raised like with my mom and my aunties, like our dads wasn't really there. You know, like
Same.
like our fathers were there, but like they wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I was raised with my mom, my aunties, my cousins. So I'm saying this to say, right, about
Ooh, that sounds good right
about you know, family households that got, you know, two parents. I guess in my household, for me not knowing that I was comfortable with an understanding, I didn't understand that it was okay that my mom was just raising me, that my auntie was just raising my cousins, you know what I'm saying, like raising us. Like that was just something that I just grew up in, thinking that was like normal. My parents
Yeah.
being split up is like normal. If you got your mom and dad together, like you're like
You're
the
lucky as
luckiest
fuck.
kid, right? So but like it's been so normal to me, right, that I didn't start questioning this topic until I got a little older in life because of how fucked up I am now, right? And then the person that I'm seeing, she has a black father, a white mom. Father was never there, you know, and she's more on the white side than she is on the black side of who she is, you know. And I'm saying this because there's a lot of qualities in her father that she never got, that she looks for in me. And I'm like noticing this shit, and I'm just like, damn,
The
son,
OG,
like,
right?
huh?
The OG, right? Or
No, this is the young one.
Oh, okay.
Right,
okay, yeah.
right. So I'm starting to like understand, like, damn, like that's something that like people like really need. You know what I'm saying? Like, rather if her mom was a hustler,
Absolutely.
a go-getter, it doesn't matter. You need your father the
You need a
same way you
male.
need your
Right,
mother. You need
right.
both. But you're right, like they're promoting
strong man.
single parent
Exactly.
households and movies and shit.
And it just gets perpetuated within communities.
Then
and
I hear,
cultures.
men trying to, like, you know, I'm all for single fathers, but I'm like, no, bro, we gotta bring the families together. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. This is what he was trying to do. He was trying to go ahead and get families together.
R.I.P.
Yeah, who got the posh?
I state this heavily, and Metra, thank you for that, because that wasn't fucking. That is the truth. Like, you grew up in Logan or near Hermosa, right? Humble. Okay,
I grew up like by Brickyard, Humble. Man, we used to move. We moved so much.
Well,
dog.
those are both by me. I'm in the middle of both of those because I'm in
Right.
Hermosa, and
Right.
it's similar. It's just like, yeah, Pops was around, Pops was locked up, and, you know, Frank just looked that up, and he's just like, damn, he didn't know that. Yeah, bro, black fathers are involved in their children's lives. White men are involved in their children's lives. Latino men aren't involved in their children's life as much. They are, but they're not as much. And when you do see that, a lot of the times is Latin Americans, but even then, it's just like when you go to the West Coast, you see a lot of those Southern Latin Americans, like Mexicans, Honduran, you know.
I'm gonna tell you this. And you're not wrong, because my number one thing is family.
Yeah.
When my cousin Don, shout out to my cousin Don.
Shout out to the guys.
He's the second oldest. It goes Al, Don, Devon, Sammy, me, and then, you know, Boopy, Evan, like the younger generation, whatever. But these are the ones that I grew up with. You know, when Don had came here last time, y'all remember he had his 2 kids here. You know what I'm saying? Don's dad wasn't really there for him and Devon. You know what I'm saying? My auntie raised us and shit. Haven't seen my cousin since I came back from California, except for like one time for 4th of July and shit. But the point is this, right? The point is this. My whole thing is family. The reason why I do music is because I have a vision in my head that I could be put in an opportunity to be a resource for everyone to get some type of income just based off of just like off of what we're doing, right? So the point is this family, right? And I'm rapping to him in a way out of all these years, like the night that you, me, and Josh were hanging out, Frank, and I was going crazy, Super Saiyan God mode.
This is a perfect opportunity to we're coming up on the time limit, but
Yeah.
I wanna segue, and we can promote that song that everybody was on, that hip hop shit.
Yeah.
I wanna play that shit afterwards.
All right, just
You'll hear it.
whole thing about family, right? And I'm rapping crazy to my cousin. My cousin's crying like tears of joy, right? And I tell him, I'm like, you know, like you and your brothers
Hey, call the posh.
aren't my cousins, like y'all my brothers, right? And I want family to be together, right? And he's telling me he's going through with his recent baby moms now, and he's a very family man as well.
Check your room.
But she ain't bringing him peace. So I told him, you're such of a alpha male, hardworking, stand out. Your voice speaks high volumes metaphorically. Like, people just know to respect you off bat. You know, you could just raise your boys by yourself and know to be the dad that your dad wasn't, or take traits from him that you know, like how you should be a dad. But you know, sometimes about keeping the family together, you know, it's like harder said than, or it's harder done than said. It's easier said than done, you know, and we don't try to raise the younger generation into that lifestyle that we grew up in. Yeah. But it kind of somehow, some way becomes a pattern without us even meaning it to be like that. Mm-hmm. You know,
because
so
it's encouraged. It's encouraged by government institution.
Right, and it's just, you know, like
I know girls in the hood who talk about wanting to have babies with other men just because they want to get that welfare check.
That's fucked up.
It's crazy, and that's a real thing, right, bro. That's a real fucking thing.
Child
it's a real thing.
Child support, like,
you have these 17, 18, 19-year-old girls, just that's their goal, is they want to get pregnant and have a kid so that they can have that income coming in every month.
Not knowing that
but they don't even know the dude or his stability, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not even
just saying that's promoting what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's nothing in their pocket.
Right, like, just like motherfuckers promoting that shit, like motherfuckers really looking forward to
it's
like
encouraged.
And there you go, keyword encouraged and shit, you know. And it's, I mean, we could talk about change and how we acknowledge the bad shit. It's a cultural
thing, but it happens within the family household. Right. And when you already don't have a mother
structure
or a father,
and shit, exactly, right? You ain't got no structure. You're
not gonna have that structure.
Did you say you grew up without a father in the household?
Yeah.
I mean, me too.
So
me too.
It's like, man,
I grew up with two dads.
Right.
You can't tell me.
You can't tell me shit because I had to grow up and make what a man is supposed to be by myself.
Damn right.
I had to learn what that is by myself. Nobody taught me that shit. Right. I had to learn how to fucking shave. I had to learn how to get a job and fucking make my own money and support myself by myself. Because nobody was there to teach me that shit. I didn't have a strong masculine father figure to be like, hey, this is this, and this is reality. You know what I'm saying? And as men, we're constantly being put down and told that we're worthless and these women don't need us and this, that, and the third. And it's like, well, I mean, what do you expect when you have that same ideology? What do you expect for us men to do? We're going to hit the gym. We're going to stay at work. We're going to fucking make all of this money and pursue our own fulfillment, whatever we think is meaningful in life.
There's women out there that are being raised properly to respect and understand and, you know, like.
Right. And these women are being influenced by fucking Ellen Page, who chops off her tits and wants to fucking
you want to
do this, that, and the third.
You want to hear some
you like Ellen Page?
Some.
I don't even know who that is.
Hey,
you like Ellen Page?
Hold on. Hey, I'm gonna play the track. Hold on. Talk your shit, but fucking, I'm gonna play.
All right, hold on. UIJ needs his monologue because this was like the MetraFlako show today, and I fucking loved it.
I'm just talking with y'all niggas.
Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. I almost cried today because the shit we were talking about was very, 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 very passionate, and it's just like, yo, this is some deep shit because I just seen John Bernthal.
You had it in your pocket.
That shit was by my nuts.
I just seen John Bernthal. Do a talk. He has he does interviews, and he did an interview with a gangbanger, and that shit brought tears to my eyes because he was talking about how his mom wasn't loving other people, and Metra's fucking childhood brings up memories of mine. Me and Frank earlier today were bringing up. Me and Frank got closer than ever today. We were like talking about each other's childhood on the ride over here, and I know Danny's childhood. Danny knows mine, and it's just like it's just this. It's this fucking crazy thing where I feel so happy that I didn't have to talk today because I got a lot of other people's fucking perspective, and it's an episode where UIJ could fucking shut the fuck up and listen to other people.
But we don't want that. We want you to speak, my boy.
I'm gonna speak. I'll speak. Julio A. Smith.
You the captain.
Julio A. Smith will speak, but
Julio A. Smith.
but the thing is, I love this because this is the type of stuff I want. I want to hear these type of stories. I want this to come on here because this is these are things that matter to me. They've mattered to me for a long time, which is why I related to Kevin Samuels very heavily, which is why I like what Andrew Tate says in terms of just like being accountable, working when you don't want to work, etc. One thing I want to go ahead and say is that we love everybody. There is times where the world could seem like it's going ahead and singling out somebody, and it's not. It's more so trying to hold people accountable. I don't agree with the way Kanye West said what he said. I actually don't agree at all with what the fuck Kyrie Irving said. I just don't. But the stuff that Kanye West said, I definitely do wholeheartedly think that the man can go ahead and have his perspective and think outside of the fucking box and be like, no, this is what I want to call out. Because notice how when he went ahead and said this stuff, the people that he said had the power shut him down.
Right.
He went from a billionaire to $500.
Which just proves that
Really
You said
$500. $500 million. Sorry.
He's proving a point without even trying to prove a point.
Oh, Prince, yeah. And
He was proving a point without even proving a
point.
But we already suspected from the Kanye shit. And this Kyrie shit just made it like, okay.
Well, the Kyrie stuff to me is
Dude,
the Kyrie stuff to me just feels like this. It's just like this. Kyrie
and
didn't watch
Takeoff too.
Yeah, Kyrie didn't. I'll get to that. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Kyrie didn't watch that full movie. I know that for a fact because I've done the same fucking thing, Kyrie. I don't know you. I've never met you. I probably never will meet you in my life. But I can tell you this. The shit you talk about is the shit I fucking think when I'm alone in my fucking shower. And I'm alone a lot by my fucking self in my shower and in my fucking basement all the time. Dude, I see what the fuck you're talking about. But the way you went about that stuff is bogus as fuck. And the fact that you had the unmitigated gall to dismiss people for asking you questions and say, I'm not going to be victimized is so fucked up because it's the shit that you and many of us go ahead and say, no, we're not going to go ahead and hold victimizing. No. Nobody should be victimized. But at the end of the day, hold accountability. You said something, state what the fuck you said.
No, but Kyrie stands on what he does.
And
then on top of that, he didn't do the vaccine. He went the whole time without doing the vaccine.
That stuff I don't care about. All I care about is this shit right here. If you go ahead and say something, don't sit here and fucking just say, oh, I said what I said. No, go ahead and fucking go in deeper. Like, I said what I said about the cults, and that's it.
People can't say they're wrong either. It's hard for people to admit that they're wrong.
Nah, fuck that, bro. UIJ says what UIJ says, and that's what the fuck it is. And I'm just gonna go ahead.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying if he's wrong, it's hard for him not. It's hard for him not to feel that way. You know what I'm saying?
He's not wrong for going ahead and sharing something that he thinks and perceives to be true. If that were the case, then Mark Zuckerberg should fucking go ahead and be locked the fuck up or banned from having a fucking website because Facebook has shared more fake news than probably any fucking other website in the entire fucking world. Right? And we don't hold Mark Zuckerberg to any motherfucking standard, right? But we'll hold the basketball player that people will go ahead and tell shut up and fucking dribble to a fucking standard. Right. It makes fucking sense.
He's not behind the scenes.
It just to me it's just the most outrageous thing.
It's
but
hypocritical.
Yeah. And now I want to switch to this though. 2007 This
Give
is
us a minute.
Yeah, this is something that
Pulling out facts, my boy.
I totally forgot about this.
We got the
Receipts.
And I just it's not even
you're not exposing nobody?
No.
Damn.
Cut it. Cut.
All right, so
2017,
2018, an album came out and I enjoyed the fuck out of that album.
What album was that?
I'll get to that in a bit. And
all right, build the suspense.
Right. No, it was the Migos album. They came out with their Culture album.
Okay.
And
that was a great album.
It was a fun album, and I had a lot of good times with it, and it really got me to feel comfortable with just trying out rapping. I had been writing for a long time, and it really was one of those albums that helped me get comfortable with just hearing my voice and just bouncing off my friends with freestyling. Rest in
Danny,
peace.
can you pull up the Culture?
The album?
Rest in
let me
peace
just see
to
the song. I can't remember the songs on there.
rest in peace to Takeoff.
Rest in peace to Takeoff, man.
That's one of that's a sad thing. The reason why I wanted to talk about this though is the Migos do mean a lot to me in terms of like them as a group. It reminds me of the
Mad
childhood
Bougie.
friends. Yeah, and it reminds me of the childhood friends that I have who I hold dear to me. And it's sad to see shit like that happen. It's also just
Price, that's my favorite.
you know. We wanna go ahead and not fucking try to tell black men, and I'm not black, but we shouldn't be telling black men what not to do and when to do it. And
That's Kanye's whole fucking point.
yeah,
Right.
and I think that saying, "Hey, he was shooting dice," like, yeah, that stuff
but-
happens. But how many times?
No. Look. I don't mean to cut you off. I apologize.
No,
Sorry,
no.
but just the main thing is, once you sign that dotted line, you are public property. You are a target,
Always.
nigga, playing dice.
Everything you do is on a public forum.
Everything
Yeah.
you do's on a public farm. Everyone's watching, and you just have to assume that everyone's out to get you. And even when you least expect it, you know, like Frank, who was the
P&B
Migo
Rock.
that was
I don't
Quavo was beefing.
Quavo's,
no,
Offset. They was
Offset. Okay,
beefing.
so look, so
Offset and Takeoff
so
was beefing.
Offset's beefing with them, you know, and it's like you would have never. No one ever expects any of these deaths to happen, but in a blink of an eye, anything could happen, no matter your status, and it's just crazy to see these celebrity, you know, in a way, mentors and leaders, and you know, like for the good and for the bad, but you just gotta watch your back and not sign that dotted line, because no matter what, everyone's out to get you, and there's a target on your back, and you don't know who to trust. So rest in peace, Takeoff.
Yeah, all right.
Definitely rest in peace. But to feed off of your point, it's like the way that I see it is, I mean, from what I heard is he wasn't even the intended target, and yeah, but it was the Migos people who actually got him.
It was
But-
a friendly fire.
But so here's the thing: is like, y'all is the Migos and your whole clique, whoever you got rolling with you. Why are you putting yourself in a position playing dice with motherfuckers? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude. If I had that type of money, you wouldn't even be able to call me.
Or at least playing dice with randoms.
You know? Yeah, exactly. Like,
Respectfully-
it's just like
Respectfully,
at the
they
end of the
walked
day,
into that.
yeah.
Respectfully,
And
they
at the
set
end of the
themselves
day, no matter what opinion you have of it or however you perceive it, it's fucking tragic, and nobody should lose their life over some bullshit like that. Like, it's fucking sad. I fuck with the Migos. Like, this fucking album culture is it's fucking amazing. Like, man,
So
but yeah.
So it'll probably we'll get more info soon, and you know, everything the guy said I back up 100% because it's very similar to the I'll wrap it up. The P&B
wrap it up and then introduce because we're gonna play one of his
tracks. Okay. You know, I sympathize with it. But I also agree with what the guys are saying because it's very similar to the P&B Rock thing that I felt where P&B Rock, you know, it's a sad situation, but I don't think he should have been in that position. Boosie said this on DJ Vlad where, hey, you know, I seen Cuba Gooding Jr. out, and the place where he was out, he didn't see him out. I think he said he seen a picture where he has the bucket of chicken on his head or something like that. He said that like he knows where that place was, where he was, and the place that was. Cuba Gooding Jr. shouldn't be there. He has too much money to be there, essentially.
Right.
And it's just like
Now, was he there with no security?
I don't know that. I don't know. But the whole thing that I'm trying to get to is that, you know, you do have to pay attention to where you're going, but you also have to go ahead and just, hey man, it happens, and these are the type of things that happen. I seen these guys from like Lil Duval, Boozy, and somebody else, they were playing dice on Instagram. I mean, it was just dumb. I didn't see no randoms and stuff.
Right.
But you never know what these people do. These are people that like live their own lives, and we don't know. But I do want to say this: take care of yourself and be protective. And as MetraFlako23 said, when you sign on the dotted line and you get that money, you do have to protect yourself at all points and times, and you have to be aware. And sometimes the best thing to do is remove yourself from situations that can
Always leave.
It can
Always
lead to a
leave.
conflict. I have nowhere near near that money though, and I can't go ahead and speak on it. But as a person that grew up in Chicago Park,
they thirsty. You're walking around wolves, dude.
In Chicago, Humboldt Park, Chicago. I think that's one of the scariest things to go ahead and say, hey, you know. One of the realest things, not scariest things. One of the realest things to say, hey man, watch yourself, take care of yourself. It's a real world out there. You're hearing people, you're seeing videos of people getting robbed and all types of crazy things. Frank was showing me a video of this rich pastor in New York who got robbed. And
Bishop Whitehead,
and it's scary. What I will say, guys, is that we need to love each other. This podcast, you know, we talked about a lot of random things. We said a lot of stupid shit, but at the end of the day, it's about accepting yourself and accepting other people. And I think that we should be open. A lot of us probably don't. A lot of us actually didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things today. You know, there's an episode, I think episode 2 or 3. Danny and I get into a fucking argument, and I'm yelling at him, and that's not even the full fucking argument. You know, so it's just like
share ideas, man.
You know, share ideas. But Danny's one of my best friends. Like he's up there in my top 3 best fucking friends. So it's just like at the end of the day, it's like. You have to accept these things when you have disagreements. Now, there's a limit. You shouldn't put your hands. You shouldn't call people out their names. You shouldn't do that. But I ain't a fucking therapist. I'm a rapper. I play video games.
You ain't a therapist. You a real motherfucking G.
Oh,
all right? Thank you. I'm the top G. But with that being said, guys, listen. It has been a fucking ride tonight. It's been fun. I'm fucking tipsy. I got work in the morning. We have motherfucking MetraFlako23, the motherfucking Wicker Park, Chicago legend.
Hey, we finna play some vibes for you. Speaking of real motherfucking G's, you might catch the fucking angle here, but I'm gonna just let this shit fucking rock, and we're gonna vibe out and drink, and maybe like. I don't know if y'all want to smoke a bong and shit, but hey, Metra,
he came in like
come in here because we about to play your song and shit. And
I gave you a whole introduction. Everything.
We finna vibe out. We finna vibe out.
Danny Boom on the beat. Shout out to Danny Boom on the beat.
We finna vibe out. Danny, I know that shit sounded good though, my boy. I know that shit sounded good.
We could talk for hours about some shit, dog.
Hey, Danny, Danny, if you want to, bro, give me the file right now, and I'll start the edit.
I'll be playing the video game. I'll be playing the PlayStation 4. Metro, I'll be playing the PS4, and I'll have my microphone and my laptop going with the audio. And I'll
oh, y'all niggas killers, man.
Man, see you ain't never killers. You just pissed off because I fuck your mom, your auntie, sister. Man, I was broke as fuck. So who would've ever figured that I'd be making the money with Danny Boom and Frank and making it bigger?
Hey, we gonna play this shit over the speakers, so you probably gonna hear this shit is gonna be all like fucked up and shit. But fuck you, because we don't even care about our listeners.
Hey everybody, in case you ain't know, you about to figure out who the fuck we are. Shout out to my baby mama on the phone. Cause you're not the shit, you're not even the litter. Cause you know I'm making the money now and making it quicker. I got 8 different streams of currency.
Oh, y'all niggas killers, man.
Man, see you ain't never killers. You just pissed off because I fuck your mom, your auntie, sister. Man, I was broke as fuck. So who would've ever figured that I'd be making the money with Danny Boom and Frank and making it bigger? Because you're not the shit, you're not even the litter. Cause you know I'm making the money now and making it quicker. I got 8 different streams of currency. Now I'm doing this for people who ain't never heard of me. They tryna murder me, but you know that they can't. Cause I'm the counselor taking you pussies back to camp. See, I can show you a thing or two of what I do. If you never knew how to maneuver, show you how to move. Shit, dog, we going to the moon. We got a plan, the blueprint is in the room. But you can't even see all of my evil deeds. Me and Danny Boom and Frank are planting evil seeds. But fuck it, dog, we getting money from the tree. And dollar signs, dog, is all I see. So fuck you think, can't fuck with your bitch, her pussy stink. I only like pussy that's pretty and it's really pink.
You can't fuck with a real motherfucking G. Me and my team gonna take over everything. You can't fuck with a real motherfucking G. Me and my team gonna take over everything. You can't fuck with a real motherfucking G. Me and my team gonna take over everything. You can't fuck with a real motherfucking G. Me and my team gonna take over everything.
They hit the gold mine in any dark shadow, boy, I'm gon' shine. Shout out to a shadow helping me shine. He making it easier for the journey, mountain to climb. Subtlety show me the way, remind me not to pay the bum, but clear these don't mind. They got my back and holding my spine. They help me be the MC I am today in his prime. Mr. Optimist, making my mama proud with my accomplishments. Taking big steps and breaking the family cycle that they keep on recycling. Never stop chasing my dreams. I put my miles in with classic written raps at the gift of me freestyling. Getting the party started, I was special ed, label retarded. At 13 started drinking, boy they never carded. Did what I want when I wanted, no matter what you say. Regardless, I became something more, just a rapping artist. These hoes are heartless, when they break your heart it hurts the hardest. Life ain't never been easy, has been thinking about what I've been wanting and needing. Maybe a bitch choking on my dick who loves it without giving a reason. I'm in first place and not even racing. Got dreams, I got goals that I never stop chasing. Getting zooted by myself with this blunt that I'm facing, nigga.
You can't fuck with a real motherfucking G. Me and my team finna take over everything. You can't fuck with a real motherfucking G. Me and my team finna take over everything. You can't fuck with a real motherfucking G. Me and my team finna take over everything. You can't fuck with a real motherfucking G. Me and my team finna take over everything.
Feeling this pain and confusion for what the fuck I've been doing. Having money still broke, 28 years old while pursuing music. Gonna be influenced to drugs, not knowing there's a whole group of people I influence. Well, all I gotta say is it isn't about the goal or destination. It's about who you become when you finally made it. Going Super Saiyan, all shit I'm saying, songs I'm creating, setting flames and stages I ain't playing. I don't fuck with stations. I'm a blunt blazing, blunt blazing, blunt blazing. I'm a blunt blazing, liquor chasing, trouble making, never figure conductor controlling the track in case you ain't know where the train is. So face it, I'm one of the best, one of underground's greatest, flipping all hoes